Today we're going to be installing a non-destructive clutch accumulator delete on the 3rd gen Tacoma. This is supposed to just drop right in so you don't have to cut anything in your clutch accumulator, or you also don't have to make any new clutch fluid lines. You don't need any brake line flaring equipment. So this seems like a really cool option to do the clutch accumulator delete, and seems really easy. So we shall see. Yeah, I think behind this shield right here is the clutch accumulator. I've got the manual transmission right here, and here's the heat shield. It should be just behind that heat shield. The top one is right next to this catalytic converter support. I need a wrench for that. Here's our accumulator. Now that we've got the shield off, and we just have to get that detached. We're gonna have to disconnect these two lines. Yeah, it's full of brake fluid. Let's see, bleeder screw is right here. We'll use that to bleed it, but we're gonna need to drain it. It's gotta be 10, right? Yeah, it's just a little dirty. Okay. There we go. Now I can use a regular wrench. Okay. A little bit is coming out. I do not have the cap open for the reservoir.
It's doing fast dripping, but it basically was
the same thing.
Yeah, doing that already.
So, maybe I'll just tighten this up, and we'll start by undoing the lines, and we'll see how big of a mess that makes. So we got this out. This part sticks up, and you've got a line coming from up top and a line coming down here that goes down to the clutch cylinder. It's got 3 bolts that attach it to the transmission. Those are all 12 millimeter. The cover had 4 bolts. They're all 12 millimeter. This is that cover. I cleaned it up a little bit, and we're gonna open this up, shove it in, see what happens. Yep, 10 millimeter, of course. Now, I don't think there's a torque spec for this because they don't expect you to take it apart. I know Toyota's more than I'd like kind of shifted to just replacing entire parts, or at least it feels that way because they often won't sell you the individual things. The instructions on how to do this said there was an O-ring. There's this wire, like, circlip thing. Okay. Let's try and get some of that dirt off so we don't get it in there. There it is. There's that cover plate. Okay. Yeah. That one like that. There's our O-ring. And I believe what some people do is they just cut across here. And the reason I'm wanting to give this one a shot, it's like 20, 25 bucks on Amazon. I'll put the actual number in the video, but this is destructive. I really wanted to try a non-destructive accumulator delete because I think I like it, but I'd rather not destroy my accumulator if I ever wanted to go back. Just gonna clean it up a little bit. I want to be careful with that seal. I want to make sure I get any dirt out of there. That's it. This point is very sharp. Okay. Got our O-ring here. Got the surfaces cleaned up a little bit. And then I guess we just put it back together. Make sure we put it back in the right orientation. Should be like that. This is the accumulator in there. There's the clutch cylinder. Got this brake line on into the accumulator, into the cylinder. Got this line up top that feeds the accumulator. And there's the three bolts here that are 9 foot-pounds torque spec. I mean, these are like 10 or 11, but like good luck getting a torque wrench up there. And then now we're gonna need to fill it and bleed it. Okay, time to bleed the clutch. Put some fluid in the reservoir. I mean, it really did not take much. I think we're gonna need you to push the clutch for this to happen.
Happen now?
Yeah, I was just wondering if any of the air would get out on its own.
It looks like a few bubbles came up, but just a few little ones. Push it now.
Okay, push it down a few times and then hold it down.
You got stuck down there.
Well, okay.
I pushed it down and just stuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no pressure in there, so I mean, I'm not too surprised.
I'm trying to pull it up and it keeps going down again. It's like it sucked in. Okay, I got it up.
Oh, yeah. There we go. We saw some fluid. We bled it, just pressing in the clutch, holding it, open it up. I mean, just like brakes, really, topping off the reservoir. Now, doesn't look like anything's leaking. I'm going to put the little bleeder cap on, and then you should be good to take it for a test drive now. So it's been about a week now since we did the clutch accumulator delete in the Tacoma. I guess it's a little bit hard to describe. I think it's a very personal thing, whether it's better or worse, but it definitely is different. Like, I think immediately I noticed pushing on the clutch, you can all of a sudden when you're pushing on the clutch, you can now feel vibrations. You can feel when the clutch engages, especially if you engage it a little bit roughly, you can really feel that. So now there's a ton more feedback. I'd say the other thing that happens when you delete the accumulator is it does remove some very slight delay in clutch engagement. Like, I think one of the things that I've noticed is it's easier to start on really steep hills because there's not that like fraction of a second delay that you just couldn't get rid of with the accumulator there. So I think in general I like it. I think it takes a little bit of an adjustment since it is different, and I've had this truck for several years now. But I think overall it's positive. And if you're looking for more like feel and responsiveness out of your clutch, I think it's worthwhile. And I guess the other thing I want to mention is this part on Amazon. Bought it with my own money, not sponsored. Just looked interesting and wanted a non-destructive way to try this out. And overall, I'm really happy with it.